I'm tired. I'm done. All I have energy is to lay in bed. I can't live today. Now, this might be you in some of the days, in some of the weeks. Even if just yesterday you felt like you could conquer the world, solve all the problems of the universe, and still be full of energy and enthusiasm at the end of the day. But not today. Today something got switched, something changed. Yesterday you were determined to create your own flow, to follow your dreams, but today you just want to go with the flow and not do anything. This was what was happening to me on a daily, weekly basis. I was burning out. But let's rewind, shall we? How we got there. For most of my life, I remember my relationship with my family was a very peculiar one. I was a different kid, and people around me didn't make it any easy for me to accept the differences that I had. But my mother, on the other hand, was the person who was closest to me. Even if our opinions would often diverge, that didn't matter. But over time, this diversion of opinion really got to us. And after the separation of my parents, she and I grew even more distant. She was fully immersed into taking care of everything, of the financial side. She was sustaining a family of 3 and moving to the capital. And the fact that she was out of the job market for more than 10 years didn't make it any easy for her. You gotta keep in mind that I'm not the type of person who loves conflicts. I try to avoid them at any cost. I try to be as diplomatic as possible when it comes to solving them, and I can and do compromise, but not on that fatal day. My mom used to get really irritated with the smallest mistakes that I would make, and the compounding power of my resentment resulted in a very ugly outburst. And we had the biggest fight with her. The spiral of my academic, social, and extracurricular pursuits have consumed me holistically, and I was paying at the price of my relationships with other people, which I didn't realize it at that time, but my mom did. She realized it, and she knew how distant we were growing apart from each other as a family, and the only way she knew how to solve this was the following. One day she approached me and said, I want you to be at home more often. I want you to help me around the house more. But all I heard was, I want you to keep at home, make you a well-behaved girl, and I do not care about other parts of your life. Me being the person who loves the independence and personal freedom, it was like backstabbing. It was backstabbing from my own mom. But in reality, she was asking for bonding. And that bonding, the only way she knew how to bond us together again was through doing different activities together. And those different activities were no other than house chores. It wasn't until 2 weeks after the quarrel and 2 weeks of living apart and 2 weeks of realization that I finally tried to look at the things from my mom's perspective, and I understood the reasons of why she was asking me the way she was asking me things. And the most difficult part for me was to bend my own pride and come and talk to mom and to solve things that we were so successfully ignoring for months, if not for years. An interesting phrase I heard once a man was giving an interview to another man. He said, I've been married to my wife for more than 5 years now, and at the beginning we had the sparks, the love, the care, the excitement, but now I feel like it's all gone. I feel like I don't love her anymore. The other man was silent for some time, and then he said, you know, there's only one thing you can do in your position. And no, I know what you all thought. That's not divorcing. He said, you should love her more. Love her more. Love is not a noun. Love is not an emotion created just from dust. It's the verb, it's the action. And when you love somebody, you have to keep it. You have to show it in every single step, in every single action that you do, how much you care about the person. And those things are the small things that you do on a daily basis, like making a cup of tea for her when she comes home after work, doing your laundry, just clean your house, I don't know. And to me, that interview seemed like some nonsense to his teenage mind, but I still kept it at the back of my head. And so many years later, I finally got to the essence of what he was suggesting. To me, it seemed like the moment you think you stopped loving the person who you used to love, that is because you stopped investing in them. You stopped investing in them emotionally, psychologically, physically, and financially. And the moment I tried to implement those realizations into my daily life, it changed everything. I started cooking dinner when I knew that my mother would be home late. I started becoming a better listener because I knew that my mom's love language was deep conversations. And this really took our relationship to the next level. Now when you walk out of this auditorium after this biggest event, I want you to keep in mind one phrase: love more. Show it in every single action how much you care. Thank you.